Hey yo, so I was listening to Wallo from was it $1 million worth of game. His brother is Gilly. They got a little podcast called $1 million worth of game. And I was checking it out just to and another video popped up. I don't know Wallo talks about this a lot, but another video popped up from the homies at 85 South Show. So if you guys ever watch 85 South Show, it is it's Carlos Miller, it's Chico Bean, and it's DC Young Fly, and they do a lot of comedy. You know what I mean? That's their thing. That's a comedy show all day. But yeah, man, I was watching the 85 South Show, and look who it was. It was Wallo on there, right? So Wallo get to talking that shit. Like Wallo, to be honest, man, Wallo is extremely prolific. Extremely prolific, you know what I mean? If you guys ever get the chance to see him on some of his interviews, because if he has his brother with him, if he has Gilly with him, Gilly be with the jokes, man. So Gilly will not let him get deep. Pause. Gilly's not gonna let him talk about deep shit. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, yeah. So I'm kind of listening to it or whatever, and I can't say exactly word for word what Gilly said, but I'm sorry, my bad, Wallo. Well, word for word what Wallo said, but I'm gonna tell you this. Wallo said something that a lot of people need to hear, and a lot of people should have heard a long time ago. A lot of people I knew, a lot of people I grew up with, shit, even me, to be real. But basically, he was like, first of all, excuse me, I'm putting dishes in the dishwasher, the whole shit. But so basically, what he said was, a lot of people, essentially, a lot of kids are running around in the streets. They turn to the streets because they aren't able to be themselves. They're not able to be their own man. They fall into what everybody else is doing because they can't survive the pressure that's put on them by people to do that. So there's people out there, that kind of make you feel like you're supposed to do whatever, make you feel like you're supposed to hop in the streets, or you're supposed to sell drugs, or you're supposed to gangbang, whatever. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm gonna keep it G real. That is true. It's true. It's very few situations where, and I've said this before, but there's very few situations where you have no choice but to gangbang. Now there's a lot of people who, and when I say a lot of, I mean a lot. There's a lot of people who, they sell drugs, right? They need to. Gotta sell a little weed, whatever. And at an early age, they might have realized, hey, the only way I'm gonna be able to contribute to this household, or to get food on the table, is if I chip in and help my mom or help my dad or whatever, right? So we got to keep it real and just acknowledge that. Now, should they be doing it? No, but they know they're not supposed to be doing it. But you got to understand, in those situations, they're not always shielding their kids from that. So it's a certain level of broke where you can't hide it. You get what I'm saying? Like, you can't hide that. Your kids see what's up. They're experiencing it with you. You get what I'm saying? They're hungry too, right? They want this too. They want that too. They tired of the same damn food all the time too. They're tired of all that. They see other people eating better shit. They see other people with better outfits on, better clothes on. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. They see all that. So let's be honest, that exists, right? But when it comes to, stuff like gangbanging, and when it comes to, stuff like that, cliques, you know what I'm saying? Just that random, just that other BS, like, it's very few places in the world where you're forced to be that way. I'm from California, right? And I'm from California, right? So being from California, I don't generalize that, right? I was reading a comment that was like, somebody had a comment on someone's reading. It was like, you don't even understand. It's gangs all over the world. And they got to do it. You generalizing it. I come from California. This is the gangbang capital besides Chicago, right? And in California, in my generation, Northern California took off with that. Okay, so in terms of, I got to see how it looks, right? When people are creating gangs to protect themselves. Did they have to create a gang? No. Now, if you want to see a place that has to, or that feels like they have to, or that has extreme pressure, drive on down to LA. Go to the LA area. Not even just LA. Not even just LA proper. Hawthorne, Gardena, Inland Empire, Pasadena, Altadena. You go all the way down to Hemet. You feel what I'm saying? Like, there's places where kids walk outside and right when they walk outside, you need to be from here or stay inside. Like, that's what it is. Now, what I'm telling you is that some people feel like, oh man, they do it because they have to, or they do it. That's a blanket statement said by somebody who doesn't really know. Right? I'm not going to tell you where the gangs at in the U.S. or in the world in general. I'm not going to do that. And I'm not going to say, oh, so-and-so ain't really this, that, and the other. That's out of pocket. But what I can tell you is that, and I'm not from LA. I'm not even from Southern California. But what I can tell you is this. There are people that unfortunately have to deal with certain stuff. So I say all that to say this. When you have to deal with certain things, that's a little different. And that's not who I'm talking about. I'm talking about people that come from places that gangs weren't the original culture. You get what I'm saying? Like in Northern California. In Northern California, where I'm from, like in the Bay Area, in terms of the Bay Area, and I can't speak for SAC, right? SAC is a hybrid. But in the Bay Area, we had cliques that like to get money with each other, right? For a long time. We had that going on for a long time. And to be honest with you, it didn't do no good, obviously, right? Because you treat them like gangs. 9 times out of 10, they were not getting money. 9 times out of 10, it was hitting parties up, fighting, shooting after the party, shooting the party up, right? Shooting up BART stations and you get what I'm saying? 9 times out of 10, it was party gangs. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then, you got gangs that created, a lot of gangs got created, honestly, up top to protect themselves from other more prominent, powerful gangs at the time, right? Now, did they have to? Nah. But they were in that world, right? And they needed protection. So, you kind of get what I'm saying? So fast forward to what Wallo was saying, right? Wallo was 100% right about most of it, because unless you come from a place where you, like Nipsey Hussle had on one of his mixtapes where they were interviewing somebody, and he was like, they used to chase me home from school and I got tired of it. And I feel like it's damned if you do, damned if you don't. If you're gonna chase me home and you say I'm a gang member and you're an enemy, just because this is where my house is, then why not just be from the set? Like, you get what I'm saying? And that's how a lot of people, that's how it is for a lot of people in certain places. Most places it ain't like that. Most places you step outside, yeah, it's dangerous, right? I mean, we're talking about in bad neighborhoods, yeah, it could be dangerous, right? You step outside, whatever. in different parts of your state, different states all have different cultures with that, right? But you're not necessarily, I'd say 7 times to 8 times out of 10, you are not in a place that forces gang violence on you, meaning you don't need to jump into that and join them gangs. You don't have to be put on that gang to walk the street, to just be in your neighborhood on a day-to-day basis. That's the case. I'm just being real. I'm just being honest, right? And so what Wallo said is doing numbers, because a little bit of anger or feeling misunderstood, or just feeling lost as a young kid, along with you mix that with an impressionable group of people around that person that's pushing negativity, and you mix that with somebody saying, hey, women telling you that they don't want nobody unless they in this particular life, just stuff like that. Those types of things really can get you going. I mean, I knew a lot of people that hopped into certain cliques, because that clique was the popular clique, and the girls followed that clique around, right? So you got scenarios like that. Not her fault. I'm just saying, that's just, some people do that. Best thing I ever did in life was work on becoming confident in me and comfortable with me. That's the best thing I've ever done. I can tell you that now. If you're on any sort of mental health journey, that's the first thing you should do. The very first thing you should do is do that. Because everything else after that follows that. Work on trying to become confident and comfortable with yourself. Love yourself. After that, like I said, everything else just kind of slides in. You good. It helps you navigate any issues you might have a lot better if you have that particular little piece already. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Because not having confidence in yourself, questioning yourself, not having either the proper guidance or being angry, losing a connection with your mom or your dad or mom and dad or whatever, grandma, grandpa, whatever, all that will cause you to make that type of decision and join the streets. Here's the downside, right? This is the downside. And I know this part of this has to do with mental health, because people have more of a tendency to make worse decisions when they have mental health issues, right? So here's the twist to all that, right? You join the gang, right? Let's just say you join the gang, you get put on, right? Things are expected of you. You have to be around certain people. Them people don't love you like your mama love you, right? Or they don't love you like your grandma love you, or they don't love you like your daddy love you, or let's say they love you more too. Let's say they show you that they love you more than your daddy, your mom, or your whatever, right? You now you got to get out there and you have to do what's called put in work, right? In the Bay Area, we did allegedly we did something called knockout missions, right? So you're looking for random people. You're looking for random people to put your hands on, to assault. And those random people will be somebody, that somebody will point out. Your best bet is you try to have it be somebody who you think could put up a fight, right? Boom. Find that person. It is what it is. Get up on them. put in that work, boom, right? So now what you've just done is you just assaulted somebody, right? That's what you just did. You just assaulted somebody. No reason. That person's just walking down the street. We're going to talk about how vicious cycles work. Let's just talk about how vicious cycles work, right? But it's cool. You assaulted the person, right? I ain't going to lie to you. Hopefully it's not a woman. If it is, you should be disciplined, right? But let's just say, you see a guy walking down the street. He look able-bodied, strong. He look like he can protect himself, right? One of the homies tell you, hey, go get on him. Really, if you really from here, you got to go get on him. All right. So now you walk your timid ass over there. Because let's be real. I say 99.9% of people are not raised to be that way. Don't listen to the rappers and all. Oh, I was raised like that. Nah, you might have saw some drugs get cut up, or you might have saw some fighting in your house, or something like that. But your mom and dad was not going out there punching on innocent people in front of you for no reason to put in work for their gang, right? That's not what was happening. We all know that. We all know that. So, you get out there, you do. I almost knocked my shit. Ooh, I was going to have a concussion. I was going to hit that and not remember what I was talking about. Bow! So anyway, apples and bananas are delicious if you put them together. But no, so, you go do that. You handle your candle, right? Yeah, you put in work, or whatever. That's tiny, that's mini mob shit. That's little kid shit, right? That type of shit changes to like let's be real, that turns into hopping out on niggas and shooting shit up. That turns into robbery, right? Hopping out of cars, taking everything out, running through people's pockets. That turns into I brought a gun in a party, right? Please don't hurt nobody, right? That turns into all that, right? And eventually it leads into murder. That's where it can go. I'm gonna be real. That's where it can go. So let's rewind before you even get to all that, right? Let's go. Let's rewind before you even get to all that. We ain't even got there yet. Cool. You don't even understand that you're changing yourself. You're changing yourself because that's not the programming that you received earlier on. You're being reprogrammed by people who don't care nothing about you. I'm not lying, bro. I wouldn't lie to you. I wouldn't lie to you. You're being reprogrammed by people who don't care anything about you. Anytime you go out there and you're doing that type of shit, the type of stuff your mom wouldn't tell you to do, the type of shit your dad wouldn't tell you, you're being reprogrammed. So you go out there, do all that stuff, and what happens? The inevitable. You feel me? The inevitable. Right? You change, your mind changes, your brain changes. All that changes, bro. All that changes. So, you change yourself completely up. All that, change yourself completely up. Right? 15, 20 years later, my bad, y'all, I'm over here loading the dishwasher. But you do all that, whatever. You change yourself, right? Yeah. You might not notice it. Because everywhere you go, you're around goons. You're around goons, sir. You're around goons, man. Yeah, it's perfect. They all feel like you feel. All of them feel like you feel. All of them trying to rob shit. All of them trying to shoot shit. That's what they own. That's the thing. That's what you own, right? Okay. The homie says, hey. The homie says, hey, bro. I got a lick online. Oh, you got a lick online? This is all stuff. By the way, this is all stuff I either seen or did. And if it's alleged, all of it. So I ain't worried about that. But boom. The homie say, I got a lick online, bro. It's somebody that got, you know, X, Y, and Z, and they slipping or they don't know. You know what I'm saying? You know, something stupid. I got a lick online. It's always something stupid. Boom, right? See, now, by the way, now I'm a nigga with an anime shirt on. You could change. I swear to God, you could change. But yeah, so boom. Homie got a lick. All right, let's go do that lick, right? So you find everything you need. This might be the first gun you done had to buy, so you go get your gun or you don't. But you ready to handle your candle regardless. Boom. So you ready to go handle that. You go get it in. Get your gun, you get everything ready. You got a black hoodie. You got a this. You got a car, whatever, right? You might, you know, cover the license plate or something like that, but you'd rather just pull up in a regular car you have. You've never done this before. You gonna handle your shit. You complete the robbery. You and the homie get off. Let's say y'all get off, right? You get out of there. You got what you need, jewelry, whatever, money, jewelry, whatever. You know, you ran to somebody's house, and they weren't there because you're knocking on doors, right? You know how it goes. Knock on, see if anybody's home. Nobody answers. Knock on a couple of doors around. Nobody answers. Boom, you on that first house because nobody around is home and they're not home. You don't know what time they're coming home, but they're not home. You ring that doorbell. You don't hear. They don't have a dog in the house. Perfect, because you know dogs will go. Oh, they always go. Dogs will always bark when you ring that doorbell. I would say 80% of the time. So you guys go crack the window. You hop in. You do your thing. You guys running through the house, whatever. Like I said, you guys get off. You got jewelry, hella shit. Boom, right? That's hella loud. Boom, right? So you guys take off. You do your thing, right? Police go pick up your boy. You're like, damn, they got the homie. They picked him up for it. That means I'm probably coming next because whatever. But you're like, well, I don't know how they would know it's me because it's not like they finna ask him. Or not like he finna tell. But he does. The homie tells. Then you go to jail. Not before you get questioned, right? So when you get in there, get questioned, they're gonna when you get in there and sit down and get questioned, they're gonna tell you basically that the homie snitched on you. Your homie might not even snitch, but they're gonna tell you that's what he did. Like, he told us everything. You drove the car, you wop well, and this is your first time, so you're gonna say something, right? And you go do your thing, whatever. So you might say something on accident, but whatever, right? So you in there keeping a stitch lip, right? Let's just say it's a good scenario, right? You're gonna keep a stitch lip. But they keep telling you the homie said this, and everything is lining up. You're like, damn, I did do all of that. So how did he must have told them all. Okay, so you getting they put you in a cell with your homie. So you're in there like, hey, bro, what's up with because you guys still in the county jail. What's up with all that? Like, what's up? They talking about you said I did this, you said I did that. Whoop. He like, well, they told me if I say that, like, we both gonna get out early. Like, you get what I'm saying? Now, remember, if y'all are, for the most of the time, and it might be different in different types of courts, I can't tell you. Most of the time, you're not supposed to be sealed up with a nigga that you have an open court case with. That's like rule number 1, right? So 9 times out of 10, if you sealed up, somebody's mic'd up. Boom, homie was mic'd up. So now the homie catches 90 days in there, and you got to do 5 years. So they ship you off to 5 years. They probably ship you off to CYA. So you got to go sit down and you got to do youth authority time, or we talking about California, right? You might have to do juvenile. I'm not too sharpened with juvenile court or anything like that. I'm just, like I said, I'm throwing a scenario out there. This could have been something that I seen, whatever, right? But I'm just being honest with you, right? You go through that process. That hardens you because that's fades galore. You in there fighting, right? You get out. Let's bring this story to a wrap because I can keep going with this up until 36 years old. Let's be real. After all of that stuff you go through, you turn out, after everything you go through, right? You always come to a stop, and you realize this shit ain't what it is. It's not what it is. It's not what's cracking. It's not what you want to be doing, right? Now, you made a great decision. Your mind and your psyche is damaged at this point, though. You made the decision to stop, which is cool. But you're not the same little Mikey or whatever you know what I'm saying? Whoever you were to begin. You're not the same person. Because as a child, people loved you, they hugged you, right? As a baby, right? People were the best they could be around you. They might not have been the best, but they were the best they could be. I'm just speaking in general, right? For whoever's listening. But they loved you, right? And you had a particular path to be on. You had a equal opportunity to start, right? Now, this is the majority of the situation, majority of the time. You don't always have that equal ability to start and propel yourself, right? But if we're talking about your standard, I'm gonna just say standard black neighborhood, standard brown neighborhood in America, you have the ability to start and propel yourself in the right direction. There are some neighborhoods that you don't have the ability to. As soon as you get there, you're working backwards. As soon as you pop out of your mom, it's a short chance. She should move, right? I'm gonna be real. But most of the time, and anybody who's not from America will tell you, they'll look at your neighborhood and be like, boy, if you don't get out here, right? That's how they think about it. Because they don't have the ability from the government level. You know what I'm saying? It hasn't even gotten down. We're not even talking about city. The government won't give them funding to really get out there and get jiggy and make money and do their thing, right? For the most part, most Americans have that ability, right? From a neighborhood standpoint, most of us have that ability. Like I said, there are some places, right, that in America where you can't even, like I said, you can't walk down the street because they know what direction you're coming from. Oh, he must be from over there. Hey, what's up, bro? Woo, woo, right? And you get pressed. Where you from? Woo, woo, whatever, right? There's certain places like that. I'm from Northern California. Northern California, it's not like that in most places. So we have the ability, we have the luxury to not have to worry about that. And I say most places. So, and like I said, I've wiggled around, bro. I've wiggled through Northern California. The Bay, I've wiggled through there. There's not a lot of that. Can you be fooled? Can you be robbed? These are different scenarios, right? Will somebody attempt to rob you? Will a bum attempt to get money out your pockets? Will you know what I'm saying? Will your car get bent? That's a whole different scenario. Right at that point in time, we're talking about standing on your own and standing on your own, your own 2 feet, and letting people know that that's not an opportunity that they have. You're not an opportunity, right? You're gonna be a situation. You're not gonna be an opportunity, and that's different. You know, a lot of people do that and then go to college. That's different. If you hop out and they're like, bro, if you're trying to come outside, you got to be from the set. You can't. Every little move you make. There's people that got jumped into a gang and said, oh, you from here now, and you didn't even say you wanted to, but you kept coming outside and they kept telling you, right? Or you step outside and get shot 3 times and you're in the hospital, right? Because you went outside to get the mail somewhere, or you went outside to talk to the neighbor about something, or you went outside to pull the trash in, whatever. Any kind of little normal shit, right? That's some places. And it's unfortunate. My heart goes out to people that live in those. You just got to, like, I'm blessed to not have to worry about that. Now, here's the thing. Like I said, after all of the stuff that goes with Wallo said, right? You know, coming out and following lead, like taking lead from these random people and jumping in the streets and doing what people say that you should do. People think that you should do whatever. I'm gonna be real. It messes with your psyche, and you're not the same person. You can't go. You can't really go to clubs, right? There's too many people there. You're scanning clubs. You're not even enjoying. You're scanning, right? Night terrors. You don't even want new people in your house. You don't want new people around your house. You're overly aggressive when people aren't being aggressive. You can't handle small situations, right? If there's a small little debate, you can't just, we agree to disagree with. It's difficult for you to do that because you're used to people either being at 0 or 100. You can be argumentative, right? It's difficult. It's difficult. I say this is something that I deal with based off decisions that I made. So you don't even know who you were supposed to be. Right? Could have been worse, could have been better, but you don't know who you're supposed to be. And I represent a mild version of this, by the way. I represent the mild side of this. Let's not don't give me the line. I represent the mild side of this. There are people, I know people that they couldn't even sit on this YouTube and talk to y'all about nothing. Listen, I have on this video, I have smiled way more than some people that I know I've ever seen them smile in the entire time I've known them. I know people that can't, it looked like it hurt to smile. They don't have nothing but negativity to spew because that's how their brain works. It's so used to it. You get what I'm saying? So I represent the mild side of this, and I've been blessed to be able to talk about it, to really talk about it, because people don't talk about the other side of this. People think this shit is cute and this whatever. When you get too old to be doing it, or when you finally snap out of it, if God blesses you with the ability to do that, this is a reality. You might be trying to get married. You might be trying to have kids, right? And be married to the person with kids. You might be trying to have a picket fence. But does your brain even allow you to have a picket fence? Can you emotionally even process that? I believe God and this is just, I don't want to get too, and I'm not super religious anyway, but I don't want to get too into it, but I want to say this. I don't believe God blesses you directly. I believe what God does is he puts you in positions to make the decision yourself. I don't think he's going to say, no, here you go, get this, here's $1 million, right? Here's $1 million, boom. I think God is like this. Instead of giving you $1 million, God might give you a opportunity to go earn $1 million. You might get a text on your phone saying, "Hey, meet me here. We're gonna do this job or whatever." And the owner, if the owner likes it, we might make $1 million in 1 year from doing it. Then you make a decision on whether or not you want to do it. So if you don't make $1 million, you got to say, "Oh God, I appreciate the opportunity. I missed it. If you were to give me another opportunity, I won't. Thank you for this one though." Boom. Whatever. That's just my opinion. So I feel like this is my opportunity, right? You guys all have a story to tell. Everybody does. I know people with great stories. And honestly, I'm gonna be real. It honestly annoys me that I know so many people with way better stories than mine. I can't say better. That's not fair to say for me, right? But I would like to read their book. I would see my book. I might skip through it, but I would like to read their book, right? Because I know their book is it's a page turner. But any little bit of information you can give people that people could look at and make their own opinion and learn from, and it might better their life, do that. Like, for real, do it. But yeah, I'm not gonna keep y'all too long. I've been drinking coffee. I'm gonna talk my ass off. Y'all gonna be on here for another 30 minutes. But I'm gonna holler at you.